oil production and weak revenues, Nigeria spent about $10 billion on fuel subsidy, while the World Bank warned that the subsidy was consuming resources that could otherwise have supported education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social protection. According to Idris, the increased fiscal space has strengthened the capacity of state and local government to meet salary and pension obligation and invest in essential services while supporting major federal investment in infrastructure, security, agriculture, and human capital. Now, similarly, the former senator representing Kaduna Central and now APC senatorial candidate for the 2027 elections, Sheikh Mohammed, has advised the former vice president and now African Democratic Congress ADC presidential candidate for the 2027 general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, to stop dragging the country back with his recent comments concerning returning the subsidy back if he wins presidential election in 2027. Senator Shehu Sani gave the advice during a media interaction on implication of such comment to the Nigerian democracy and the economy in Abuja. Topsy Gimba has that detail.
The APC senatorial candidate for Kaduna Central and a strong supporter of the Tinubu administration, Senator Shehu Sani, said that the removal of the fuel subsidy was the best that happened to Nigeria looking at its economic benefits. Senator Sani said long before the subsidy removal, Nigeria was paying $450 trillion yearly to import petrol into the country. According to this, huge amount of money was going to only some individuals while the masses wallowed in poverty.
In the past, because as an activist, we, under our own groupings, civil society and labor, we many times protested in support of subsidy in Nigeria. But at a certain time, we had to ask ourselves a number of questions with regards to the subsidy issues, which we couldn't get answers to. But specifically on the person of the distinguished statesman, Atiku, I believe that what he's saying is outright deception on Nigerians. As someone who has always subscribed to Bretton Woods institution neoliberal economic policies, someone who believes in World Bank, IMF prescription, devaluation of currency, privatization of public enterprise, and all sorts of policies, capitalist bourgeoisie economic policies, and someone who has in all his political history and campaign stood for removal of subsidy, for someone now to have made a reversal simply because he needs votes.
Senator Shehu Sani said Nigeria has gone beyond the use of primordial sentiments to woo supporters for votes. He disclosed that ethnicity, religion, and regional considerations cannot take the country anywhere and called on Atiku to stop listening to echo-strange voices echoing to him.
For those who are seeking political positions, that the country doesn't have to fall because you lose elections. The country doesn't have to scatter into pieces because you lose elections. And also, it shouldn't be apocalyptic if you cannot win. It's a contest. And people should stop making negative predictions about the future of our country. We are a nation of 230 million people. We have seen what is happening in Sudan today and Libya. And we must be very careful in managing our crisis and our issues as a country.
He advocated for the strong support for President Bola Tinubu to succeed, alongside the governor of Kaduna State, Senator Dr. Obasani, who, on his own part, has brought about peace and inclusivity in the state. Topsy Gimba, reporting for ASO Television News.
Still talking political matters, the Director General, Bola Tinubu Presidential Campaign Council, Senator Abdulaziz Yari, has called on Nigerians to vote for President Bola Tinubu for the second term. Senator Yari made a call while speaking to newsmen at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Senator Yari thanked President Bola Tinubu for a national assignment for the party. The DG Presidential Council said he would do his best to ensure that President Bola Tinubu is returned to power in 2027. Senator Abdulaziz Yari called on the teaming supporters to pray for him and the council to ensure victory, second chance for them for Mr. President. He enjoined the APC supporters to come together. Now, the All Progressives Congress APC has placed a disclaimer on Mr. Abayomi Honye as a self-acclaimed governorship candidate of Ogun State. New statement from the National Secretary of the party, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, called on the public and the stakeholders of the party to disregard Mr. Abayomi Honye and his claim as APC governorship candidate of Ogun State. The National Secretary of the party described Abayomi Honye as an imposter who is currently on suspension as a member of APC. Senator Bashir said his recent self-declaration as the governorship candidate of the party for the 2027 election is completely false. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Lausa, has commended President Bola Tinubu for approving funds for the completion and furnishing of the long-abandoned National Library of Nigeria's headquarters complex in Abuja. Dr. Lausa said the intervention had provided the needed leadership and resources to revive the project, whose construction began in 2006 but was abandoned in 2008, leaving the imposing structure unfinished for 18 years. The minister said President Tinubu directed the mobilization of funds, including support from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, the TET Fund, to ensure the completion of the national project. He also commended the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, whose initiative to channel gifts received during her birthday celebration towards the project generated about 25 billion naira, strengthening the fiscal base for its completion. The minister expressed optimism that construction will resume fully in the coming months, describing the National Library as a vital national center for learning, research, scholarship, and the prevention of Nigeria's intellectual heritage. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Rilwan-Dishu, has vowed that the Nigerian police force will not relent in its fight against banditry and other violent crimes following the death of 10 officers of the Special Intervention Squad during an encounter with suspected bandits in Kebbi State. Dishu made a vow in his address at the memorial parade at the force headquarters on Monday in honor of the fallen officers. He said the officers paid the supreme price while confronting a heavily armed group of suspected bandits along the Rafin Makuku axis of Sakaba local government area of Kebbi State on August 10. According to him, the police personnel intercepted the suspected bandits who were moving between Zamfara and Kebbi State, leading to a fierce exchange of fire in which 10 officers were killed and 2 others injured, revealing that 2 civilians also lost their lives in the encounter. He said the sacrifice of the officers was not in vain, noting that at least 17 suspected bandits were neutralized, while 4 motorcycles belonging to the attackers were destroyed. The IGP further vowed that the force would intensify efforts to track down those responsible for attacks on police personnel and innocent citizens, disrupt their activities, and bring them to justice. News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Now still to come on the news. Nigerian Navy hails public over warm reception for rotated peacekeepers. Do stay with us for this and more after this timeout.
From the grandest stage, the badges change, but the passion remains.
It's a special goal! Cometh the hour, cometh the man!
This football is from the heavens.
What a story this is! 10 months of drama lie ahead. The stage is set.
E don set. Sharply get your GoTV decoder, GoTena, and 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. GoTV, love it.
Sustained there. Now, the Nigerian Navy expresses its appreciation to members of the public for the warm and rosy reception accorded its personnel following the recent rotation of Nigerian Navy personnel deployed for Operation Enduring Peace in JAS. Director of Naval Information, Navy Captain Abi Folorunsho, who gave the appreciating on his verified X handle, said a spontaneous show of support and goodwill is a strong demonstration of public appreciation for the sacrifices and commitment of the armed forces of Nigeria, as shown to these Nigerian Navy personnel serving in various operational theaters in defense of the nation. He said this gesture is particularly encouraging and reflects the enduring bond between the armed forces and the Nigerian people. Well, Navy Captain Abi Folorunsho said such expressions of the goodwill strengthen civil-military relations, build mutual trust and reinforce the morale of personnel as they continue to discharge their constitutional responsibilities. The Nigerian Navy appreciated the public for this show of solidarity and reaffirms its commitment to serving the nation with professionalism, dedication and humanity. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAM, has introduced a technology-driven system that allows candidates to verify and upload their O-level results from the comfort of their homes. Under the new arrangement, the board will verify results directly with relevant examination bodies, beginning with the West African Examination Council, WAEC, to ensure authenticity and accuracy. The initiative is designed to reduce unnecessary visits to CBT centers, long queues, manual processes, and errors associated with the physical handling of results. Candidates can complete the verification process online, obtain a verification code, and upload their results to the JAM e-facility profile through a simplified digital process. JAM says the initiative reflects the commitment of its sixth registrar, Professor Segun Aina, to delivering simpler, safer, faster and more candidate-friendly services through technology. Away to other matters now. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET has forecast cloudy conditions and thunderstorms across several parts of Nigeria on Monday, August 24, 2026. In the northern states, NIMET said that patches of clouds are expected throughout the morning, while thunderstorms accompanied by moderate rainfalls are expected in the afternoon and evening. The weather agency said for the north-central state, cloudy conditions are anticipated in the morning, while isolated thunderstorms with moderate rainfall are expected over most parts of the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT, Nasarawa, Benue, Kogi, Niger and Plateau states in the afternoon and evening. In the southern states, it stated that cloudy skies are expected in the morning with chances of light rainfall over parts of Ebonyi, Enugu, Cross River and Akwa Ibom states. Intermittent moderate rainfall is also expected over most parts of the region in the afternoon and evening. NIMET advised residents to remain cautious. A strong wind may precede thunderstorms. The agency also urged airline operators to obtain airport-specific weather briefings from NIMET for safe flight plannings. Now, Office of the Tax on Board and All Partner Gas-Free Zones Authority, the OGFZA, are strengthening and attracting more foreign direct investment into Nigeria's oil and gas-free zones through improved tax dispute resolution and investor-friendly tax administration. The resolution was reached during a courtesy visit by the Tax Ombudsman and Chief Executive Officer Dr. John C. Nwabueze to the OGFZA in Abuja, where both agencies committed to addressing tax and fee-related grievances through mediation and mediation to improve the investment climate in the country's special economic zones. The Tax Ombudsman and Chief explained that the partnership would promote fair, transparent, predictable and investor-friendly tax administration in Nigeria's oil and gas-free zones. Dr. Nwabueze affirmed that the initiative is expected to increase voluntary tax compliance and support the federal government's drive to improve Nigeria's tax-to-GDP ratio in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Responding, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of OGFZA, Alhaji Usman Bamanga Jada, disclosed that investors operating in Nigeria's oil and gas-free zone currently enjoy tax incentives, exemptions, and custom duty concessions introduced by the federal government to encourage sustainable FDI inflows. He noted that the collaboration with the Tax Ombudsman comes at a crucial time and would further strengthen investor confidence, stimulate business activities, and enhance the development of special economic zones across the country. The National Automotive Design and Development Council, the NADDC, has called for increased private sector investment in compressed natural gas, the CNG, and electric vehicle EV infrastructure to accelerating the country's transition to cleaner transportation and environment. Director General of the NADDC, Mr. James Osanipin, made a call in Abuja during a media workshop organized for members of the Commerce and Industry Correspondent Association of Nigeria, the CCAN, urging for support of the media for adequate enlightenment. Business correspondent Ile Emeje has more.
Represented by the Director of Media to the Council, Mrs. Susan Taiwo, at the event, Director General of NADDC, Mr. Joseph Osanipin, highlights efforts of the Council to expansion while pointing the need for collaboration.
And then there was no assembly plant working. But by the special grace of God, we have almost 40 assembly plants now that are functional. I'm not sure of the figure, but it may be higher than this, but at least 40 that are assembling cars here in Nigeria. The council have tried. We have done the initial conversion. Now we are giving licenses to conversion centers, to centers. We are creating centers for conversion. Try to train about 100 people in each zone. And in the electric vehicles, we have done our best.
The Director General affirmed milestone achievements, especially on operational plants.
This is our generation, where we are diverting to the clean air revolution. Electric vehicles, CNG. The Council has championed on this. We have put pilot programs. They are functioning. This is our generation, where we are diverting to the clean air revolution. Electric vehicles, CNG. The Council has championed on this. We have put pilot programs. They are functioning. But, like I said in another forum, the Council alone cannot do it.
The NADDC boss further stressed that sustained media coverage is essential to informing Nigerians about developments in the sector.
The automotive industry is an industry that is growing up by the grace of God. It's about to explode in our society. We need to focus more give attention to it more and sensitize people.
According to him, the council had conducted pilot electric vehicle projects in some universities across the country, but stressed that private investors needed to take the initiative further. Ile Emeje, ASO Television News.
But that's a bulletin. But before we go, a look at one of our major stories again. We told you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has renewed the tenure of the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, for another 3-year term. Well, congratulations to them. That's the news. I am Joy Annie. Many thanks for watching.